The new Audi S3 Sportback looks pretty similar to the S-Line versions of the standard A3, only gets plenty of extra black bits. The massive hexagonal grille is pretty much the same, but look closer and you'll spot chunkier mesh and the all-important S badge. The intakes under the headlights get some contrasting black trim that matches the new black splitter. The 3 tiny vents between the headlights are lifted from the A3 S-Line, but they're probably still fake. The same goes for the vents under the brake lights. They look pretty fake to me as well. I'm not so sure about those 4 exhausts though. Hopefully they're real, but we'll have to let the carwow stick of truth decide. The new S3 looks a whole lot more aggressive than the old S3, but it doesn't get boatloads of extra power. Audi's fitted it with the same basic 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine the old car had, and they've only tweaked it a bit, so it now produces 310 horsepower instead of the old car's 300. The torque hasn't changed at all, so the new S3 produces exactly the same 400 Nm as the old model, and it drives all 4 wheels through the same Quattro all-wheel drive system. Because you can't have an Audi S model without Quattro, can you? The latest A3 gets a smart-looking interior, so Audi didn't go wild changing things for the new S3. The dashboard has the same sweeping design, and those air vents still look like they've been pinched from a Lamborghini Urus, and look a little bit out of place in this particular car. There's loads of cool brushed metal trim though, just like on high-spec A3s, but the flat-bottom steering wheel is exclusive to the S3. The seats are a bit more racy than the ones in the regular A3 too, and you can get them with some pretty bold contrasting stitching if you fancy it. New cars are supposed to be faster than the models they replace, right? Well, not in this case. Audi says the new S3 Sportback will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.8 seconds. Now that's actually a smidge slower than the old car, which could do it in 4.7 seconds. The top speed is the same as before though. Both cars are limited to 155 miles an hour, although that doesn't really matter unless you live in Germany and use a de-restricted bit of autobahn to get to work. Every S3 comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox as standard. There are no manuals here at all. They also get suspension that's 15mm lower than the standard A3 and 18-inch alloy wheels as standard. You can also pay extra to get adaptive dampers. These let you choose between a firmer, sporty setup or a softer, more comfortable one. Considering the size of the potholes we get in the UK, you're probably going to want to tick that option. The new Audi S3 is about 1 centimetre longer than the regular A3, but it's exactly the same width. This means you get the same amount of space inside it, so it should be fine for 4 adults, but 5 will find it a bit of a squeeze. They won't be able to carry as much luggage though, because Audi's used some of the A3's boot space by fitting the 4-wheel drive system. This means you can carry 320 litres of stuff in the S3 compared to 380 in the regular A3 Sportback. If you don't like hatchbacks, there's also a new S3 Saloon. It's not quite as practical though as the boxier S3 Sportback, but I reckon it looks better. It's almost like a mini RS4, you know, from the back when Audi used to make the RS4 Saloon. Wish they still did really. You can get the latest A3 with a load of high-tech features, and the new S3 is no different. So there's the usual automatic emergency braking, parking sensors and blind spot warning. And you can get adaptive cruise control with lane keeping assist. The new S3 also gets Car 2X technology, so other cars can warn you about traffic jams and tailbacks up ahead, and even help you find a parking space. You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone mirroring, along with satellite navigation, a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging. You know, the usual Audi stuff you normally have to pay extra for. Audi loves to make a big song and dance about its new releases, normally by selling some special edition versions when they first launch. For the S3, it's called these limited editions Edition 1, which isn't particularly imaginative now, is it, Audi? Anyway, it seems you get all the same bells and whistles as the regular car, only with some softer Napa leather seats thrown in. It also gets a bigger set of 19-inch alloy wheels instead of the regular 18 inches, and they come with exclusive paint colours. There's Tango Red for the Saloon and this Python Yellow for the Sportback. You can buy the new S3 now. The Sportback version starts from just under £38,000 and the Saloon is about £500 more. But there's a catch. At the moment, only the entry-level versions are available. You'll have to wait until later in 2020 for the high-spec Vorsprung model, which gets a slightly bigger digital display and more tech. If you click on